Guys, my name is Ankush Gaurav and I welcome you to Contour series. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about some of the basic database operations like save, update, delete, or selecting a record using Hibernate. I've already created a student table in the database and I'm going to perform all these basic database operations on this table using Hibernate provided functions. Here in the application, I've created a student class which is representing the student table which is present in the database. And here is the main class. We'll write code to show you how to perform the basic database operations using Hibernate provided functions on the student table. So let's start. I'll start off with save or insert operation. Here I'm creating the student object with the name gone to 1. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this object into the student table. So how would I do that? For this, simply put this statement here and you are done. Here I'm simply passing this student object to the save function which is provided by Hibernate. And what Hibernate is going to do when you run the application, it will simply insert this object into the student table, and while doing so, it will generate the value of student ID automatically according to the generated scheme you have provided here on top of it. Let me quickly run the application and show you how it works. Yes, Hibernate has inserted a record into the student table. Let us see in the database. Yes, it has inserted a record with student ID 1 and gone to 1 as the name. So with the save method, I just inserted a student record into the student table. Now question is, how would I retrieve or fetch this student record into the Hibernate application? And the answer is using the get method which is provided by Hibernate. For this, you simply write these statements here and you are done. What I'm doing here is I'm passing two arguments to the get method. The first argument is the name of the class which is mapped to the student table whose record I want to retrieve. And the second argument is the primary key or the identifier value for that record. This one. So the idea is using the get method, I would simply get the desired record from the student table this way. And here I'm simply printing out the value of student name for this retrieved student object. Let me quickly run it and show you how it works. Cool. So using the get method, we have just retrieved the desired record from the student table into the Hibernate application. There's one very important point I want to tell you over here for this method. The get method will return the student record for the primary key value which you mention here. But say, if you are providing here a primary key which doesn't exist in the student table, in that case, this function is going to return null. So you need to have a proper exception handling mechanism over here. So just to keep this tutorial simple, I'm not doing all that. Alright, so now after get and save methods, question is how would I update this already existing student record in the student table? Say I want to change the name from gone to 1 to gone to 1 updated. How would I do that? And the answer is using the update method which is provided by Hibernate. Here you simply write these two statements and you are done. Here I'm simply modifying the value of student objects, that is modifying the name from gone to 1 to gone to 1 updated for the student record which I'm retrieving using the get method here, and passing the student object to the update function. Let me quickly run it and show you how it works. Yes, Hibernate has changed the name from gone to 1 to gone to 1 modified as per the code that we have written over here. So the update method has just updated the already existing student record in the student table. Now after save, get and update methods, there's one thing left, and that is how would I delete this already existing student record from the student table? And the answer is using the delete method, which is provided by Hibernate framework. For this, you simply write this statement. So what I'm doing over here is I'm retrieving the student object using the get method, and I'm passing this student object to the delete function. So this delete function would simply delete this record from the student table. Let us quickly run it and see whether it performs this action or not. Cool, it has performed the delete operation. Cool. So now there is no record in the student table. It means it has deleted the already existing student record from the student table. Guys, I've just covered save, update, get and delete methods, which are the basic methods provided by Hibernate. There are many more methods which are provided by Hibernate, like persist, load, refresh, flush, etc. etc. I'm going to cover all these methods in the subsequent tutorials. In the next tutorial, I'm going to talk about one of the most important topics in a Hibernate framework, and that is the concept of transient, persistent and detached states of an object. Guys, a big thank you for liking my tutorials. Please provide your feedback and comments below the video, or simply write to me on this ID for all of your queries. Please hit the like button if you really like the video, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Contour Series, and I'm gonna catch you in my next tutorial.